Hello, this is Roland. Today I want to continue with my discussion about relationships. And I keep coming back to saying that men, I'm not blaming anybody, but if there were someone that I would have to blame, then it would be men. Most men are weak, a little bit weak. Oh, sure, they may go out in the world and, work out. They may be accomplished in the world of business. They may have big muscles, okay? But at home, they're weak. What do I mean by weak? I mean that they don't have that special fatherly quality that our children need to see and that your wife needs to see, gentlemen. Some kind of an otherworldly love. It's called agape love. It's an emotionless love. And when they see that love, okay, which I will talk about later, when they see that love, number one, they know that love exists. See, sometimes that's all it takes. There are people in the world who have never seen real love. They've seen what passes for love, what pretends to be love. They've seen niceness and weakness and supportiveness, see, and acts of generosity and they've seen all of that. They've never seen real love, so they don't know that it exists. See, they wished it would. When they were little children, they were looking for it. They looked for it where? Mainly in father. Okay? If he didn't have it, then they pretended that he had it. One day, they discovered he didn't have it. When he was filled with rage or anger, when he betrayed your mom, when they suddenly, as they grew older, their eyes opened, and then they saw that for example, that he was weak, that he let mom run the home, and he just stood idly by. See, maybe mom was yelling and screaming, getting carried away. Um, he just stood by. Okay, and the kid saw when there was an argument, disagreement between mom and dad, he would become angry. She would win through intimidation. And even if he became angry and started doing, using violence or something, which is wrong, okay, then she was intimidated by that, but she still won because she saw everybody hated him. They hated him, and they saw that he didn't have that special quality of goodness that they need, and patience. See, patience never fails. Paul said that. Remember his famous passage about love, where he talks about love. We've all heard it. Love is kind. Love is not boastful. All of those. But he also said love never fails. So another way of looking at love, if you're saying, well, what is this love? See, what are you talking about? Well, another way of saying it is patience. Okay? Patience. Patience means not becoming unglued, not becoming angry. Okay? Patience means steadfastness, perseverance, even in the face of opposition. See? And patience also means loving and obeying principle, clinging to principle, not deviating from what you know is right in your heart. See, that's also patience. See, because you know what is right, okay, and you simply stand by it, okay, and so you become an example to others, not only of what principle is, but also of what patience is. Okay? And there's also an element of courage. Okay? Because when you are patient, other people will misinterpret your patience as being weakness, which is not. And then again, you have to demonstrate patience. See? Patience also means holding the line. Okay? Holding the line. Dad, can I go out after 10 o'clock? No. But everybody else is going out. No, you can't. Father sees that it's not wise to do so. And so, no, he says no. And he knows what's right. He's not angry. He just knows what's right. And therefore, he abides by that. See, he's not that he's being rigid. He's not being rigid. See, some people become rigid and dogmatic. Letter of the law types, which is a compensation for the deep the deep conviction that they somehow lack. See, another word is conviction. Okay? Now, so what are we talking about now? We're talking about father. We're talking about dad. We're talking about the husband, aren't we? Okay? So now you see, in the eyes of a child, father stands in for God. Okay? And so if dad is weak, dad is unprincipled, dad is angry, dad is a wimp, dad is a people pleaser, okay, then they don't have respect for him. They want to, but they don't. And when dad is not there for them, see how many people say over and over again, you hear this over and over again. Counselors hear it, pastors hear it, counselors hear it, over and over and over again. My father wasn't there for me. My father wasn't there for me. Okay? Now, a lot of dads are physically there. See, nowadays, a lot of dads, they're not even there. They've gone off with another woman, or they've transferred their allegiance to their work or to money, and now that's their God, you see? First, the woman is their God. See, a man's God is supposed to be God. Okay? Yes, God. Like Abraham, Isaac, Enoch, see, Elijah, Moses. See? They had a one-on-one relationship with God, a real one, not a pretend one, a real one. Before men, they stood tall. Okay? They stood tall before men. They had courage, honor, principle, see, virtue. But before God, they were on their knees. Okay? Now, a man has to find that. See? And when you have that, then you have something deep, 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 deep. Your roots go deep. See? And then when the storms come, okay, you will stand, because your house is not built upon sand. Your house is built on a solid foundation. So you see how that is. So you see now what a dad is, what's required of a father. Well, okay, so most men, they're attracted to the temptation in their wife. They get married, okay? But then after they get married, it's not long before they discover that she's in charge of his life. Okay? She begins to have contempt for him. Now, why does she have contempt for him? Because he, number one, he uses her to support his ego. See, she has become the support of his ego, sexually, okay, or he makes her into his mother. See, to support his ego, to comfort him, to reassure him. When things are a little bit rough out in the world, he comes home for reassurance and support. And then through sex, his ego animal, his animal nature, see, which Adam fell to the animal nature. Adam fell from eternal life to a temporal life, from being daily renewed by God to having to reproduce, to make new bodies to replace our dying ones, you see. So he fell from one higher kind of love to a lower kind. Well, fortunately, God will bless holy matrimony. See, men and women what's the purpose of marriage? For men and women to come together and to work out the ancient thing between men and women. It started in the Garden of Eden, which I've talked about many times in my books, and also in the previous lecture even. And the other reason for marriage is to learn to be unselfish. Okay? So the man gets married, he's weak, that he's a people pleaser. See? And so he begins to walk around on eggshells around his wife because he wants her favors. See? But she's not happy. And he wonders why she's not happy. Why isn't she happy? So he brings her flowers, brings her chocolates. See? She's still not happy. Why not? Because she needs something else from him. She needs him to be a man. What does that mean? Being a man doesn't mean working out and having big muscles. Okay? It means to stand for something, to have a connection, a bond with the Creator, so that you have patience and you have wisdom and you have understanding. See, as a result of your need for them. See, so what happens with the man who's destined to find himself and become the man that his wife and kids need is that as the marriage proceeds, he discovers that he's selfish, that he resents his wife, that he's missing and it's his fault. See, that you can't blame her. See, something is missing. So he yearns, he searches, see, with all his heart to find the answer because he wants to be, see, a better father. Okay? Well, then he begins to find answers. Maybe you get lucky. You discover someone like me. You read my books. You read the Myths and Mysteries of Marriage. Listen to some of my audio. Read some of my articles. You start to get the idea that what the world thinks of as love, being supportive and nicey nice, and begging her to forgive him, and all those kinds of things is it's not what it's all about. Okay. So the man who sees that he's been selfish, that he's failed, okay, then what he will do then is he will take the blame back on himself, and he'll say, I was weak, I was selfish, I wasn't living right, I wasn't there for you. I'm sorry. I apologize. I see now that I was wrong, but from now on things are going to be different. Okay? And now, from now on, things are going to be different. So now he has found a connection with his Creator. He sees what's required of him. He's the captain of the ship. He mustn't look for support from his wife. He should only look within. Cry out to God for support. Okay? Because the moment you look to her for support, she can't help but give it. But when she gives it, okay, what's she giving support to? A sniveling ego. See, a kid. You're like another kid for her. Okay? And once again, see, you instead of looking to God, you look to the woman. Okay? So now the man who looks to God begins to find within this otherworldly love. She is going to try him. Maybe she'll give him a hard time, maybe for a while, maybe for years, maybe for decades, because she can't believe that he's really got something special. Plus, she may secretly not like it. She may be a little bit jealous of it, seeing that he has a relationship with God, see. And now, see, she's no longer his God. You see what I mean? So part of her may be threatened by it. Part of her may not like it, but part of her does. The real her. The real her. See, that all her life she's been deep down in her heart looking for the Father she's never known. And when she sees that goodness, that strength, that conviction, that honor in you as a husband, see, she's deeply touched by it. She may give you a hard time just to see if it's real. And so, now your job is not to fail. You remain patient. See, you remain steadfast. And you look to God for support. Now, you love God more than her. Okay, you love God more than her, more than anyone. But you know what? She knows now that you can be trusted, that you can be respected. See? Because now you're not looking to, she knows, that if you're looking to her for support, if you're woman-centered, which most men are, except for the few who find their way back to being God-centered. If you're woman-centered, then she knows that you can be enticed by another woman. See what I mean? Or by alcohol, or gambling, or some other temptation. Mainly another woman. But now, if you are God-centered, now you have that honor, and she can trust you, and now she can relax. She can just be herself, okay? And the other thing, you won't call upon her. See, a lot of men try to make their wife into a whore or into their mother. See, you won't call upon her for that anymore. See, you won't call upon her dark side. See, sometimes you wonder why some women get a little disturbed, angry, upset, depressed, and so on and so forth. A lot of times the man is calling upon her dark side. He's calling up the hell in her to serve his ego. He's calling up the hell in her to serve his pride. And when the hell in her is called up, see, then it's not good for her either. That's her dark side. It rises up. And it also makes life difficult for her. So, now you see that a man is the captain of the ship. He must look to God. He must cry out to God for answers. He must be honorable, have no vices. He must be in the process of becoming less selfish. See? Becoming less selfish. Always improving. With him there's hope. She can see hope in a man like that. See? So there you have it in a nutshell. I haven't talked about the lady's part in all of this. Her part is actually easier. All she has to do is learn not to resent him, not to judge him. Okay? If he was in error, or he's in error right now, then it's okay to see that. Doesn't mean you have to like it. Just don't hate him. Don't judge him for it. Don't hate him for it. Don't resent him for it. See, it's very easy to puff up and become very prideful, and to have to feel very superior to the sniveling dog, see, that comes crawling back, whimpering to you for support. See? So, for you, the main thing is not to judge and not to resent and not to hate. Okay? Give him a little space. Maybe he can find himself. If you give him a hard time all the time, okay, then he can't find himself. So back off a little bit. Give him some space. Maybe he can find himself. And maybe he can start to function. Okay? As a man. Okay? A real man. Okay? Well, my book, of course, is good. The Myths and Mysteries of Marriage. That's the best book I can I've written a lot of books, but that's the one. Because it's all there. It's all there. Okay? It's very, very good. And So I encourage you to get that book. My name is Roland.